becoming Mia is?
Ooh. Becoming Mia is to be...
Hello everyone, this is Miss Confetti and welcome to Spilling the Tea with Miss Confetti. And with me today, I have my very colorful friend, actress, social media influencer, also activist. Apa lagi, Mia?
soon to be director maybe one day.
Of course. We've got Mia Sara Shauki here. Nama glamour lah tu.
Glamour sikit lah.
Of course. Now, I hear your very first role as an actress is at 6. Is that correct?
Yes. 6 years old.
So what do you remember about that? Do you remember quite clearly what you did?
I do remember. I was on the set of Bully, which is my dad's first film.
Okay.
And I played an imaginary child
Okay.
in a dream sequence that he was in. It was at an airport or something.
Was it a speaking role?
All I said was, Ayah! That's all. Yeah.
But that's like every day you go back home, right?
No.
But for those of you who do not know, of course, Mia is pedigree. She is the eldest daughter of Aflin Shauki. Now, Mia, you are now, how old are you?
I am 26 years old.
All right,
Yes.
still very young. But you've achieved so much. I mean, you've marked your own way, into, of course, show business. And also, you grew up in such a creative household, right? Your mother is an actress as well.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how did that environment shape you into the woman or the performer you are today?
It was very clear what type of household I was living in from the start. If it's for my mom was very adamant on showing me the world of theatre, and not only that, just through music and writing as well.
Correct.
So the type of shows that she would take me to, she thinks like, oh, it will help me, or maybe she would think that I would enjoy theatre. As for my father, I would always visit his sets for like film sets.
That's why I
as
say
a
there's two different parts of both entertainment world.
Yes.
One more focus of course, theatre, music, and one is film. How old were you when you decided that, okay, this is what I want to do?
Ooh, I think at different ages, you kind of have different intentions with the same dream that you have.
Okay.
So I guess as a child, when you get thrown into that world and you can see what it's like, your first intention is, wow, this looks really glamorous from the side. But then as you grow older, your intention for it changes as to whether you see as it being something feasible in terms of like your career, or like how financially stable you can be in the art.
Even you have to say financially stable. It's like every performance nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, you either live for passion or you live for the arts.
Yes.
But this is the thing, it's two very different art forms. Theatre. I mean, yes, acting is acting. Which one do you enjoy most?
In terms of film and theatre, I do enjoy the process of doing theatre. It's a lot more community-based. But I do enjoy films. I love watching films. And I actually really like the magic of seeing how certain things are shot. It's more towards cinematography and filmography more than acting for films.
Because with theatre you need to develop your character and all that. And with film, you already need to have that character.
Yes.
The minute you're on set.
Correct.
Was there any? You started, of course, like what you mentioned, 6 in a dream sequence that your dad's movie. After that, were there any other auditions that you went for on your own that developed into where you are now?
The first big audition I went to was when I was 18, and I auditioned for the spin-off for Wizards of Waverly Place.
Okay, so the Malaysian version.
The Malaysian version.
What's the Malaysian version called?
Wizards of Warna Walk.
Wow!
Yes.
And that was, of course, in Malay or English?
It was a mix. So it was, Malay, English, campur. and that was quite a fun experience. It's quite a very spoiled experience, I would
Why
say,
would
as
you
my
say?
first. I mean, it was a big production. It was
Yeah.
under Disney.
Do you have to sing, dance, everything?
Yes, for one episode. And of course, having that being your first experience in the film industry, having the advice from my parents and them saying, this is not going to be like this all the time, where you get this sort of privilege to work in this sort of environment.
Betul.
Then I kind of took in the idea like, okay, this is what I have here is really great, but don't think of it as this is how my career will always be. Like,
How old were you then?
18.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this next question can be a bit sensitive, but
Okay.
I'm sure a lot of people ask you. I mean, growing up as Aflin Shauki's daughter,
Yes.
did you ever feel like the pressure that you had to live up to your dad's expectation, or maybe the expectation of the people around you in the industry?
Of course, there's that. I have had comments from people who say that maybe I haven't lived up to what my father has been able to.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, people will always, if it's not just me, they would compare my father to other creatives as well.
Yeah.
So you'll be compared anyway, whether you're related or not. So I think that has always kind of been there for me as a teenager, wanting to pursue this as a real thing. But growing up, I just kind of realized this is the circumstance I'm in.
Okay.
And I just have to accept that that is how it is going to be.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can't stop yourself from hearing about what other people say about you
Yeah.
or your dad. So at a very young age, you had to deal with that kind of. And I'm sure at that time when you're 18, there wasn't social media yet, right? Were there?
There was, but it wasn't as big as how social media is
Now,
today.
right?
Yeah.
There's no TikTok or
Yeah.
whatsoever. Do you ever feel pressure even now that, people kind of like look at you like, yeah, of course she got the role because dia Aflin Chauki punya daughter kan? Is there such a thing?
I guess for me, if I'm going to be compared for the type of work that I'm doing, especially like having my father's genetics and
Kan.
his name, I might as well do my best to work hard to.
Do you ever utilize it to
Do I
your
ever utilize it?
advantage?
I mean, even my own father would try to make sure I don't go down that path. In fact, the first time I've kind of gone to my father to tell him that I wanted to do this as a career,
What advice did he give you, or what did he say?
well, he actually did not want me to be in the creative industry.
Really?
Yeah, he asked me to maybe study business because it will be a better way to get a financially stable job, is one. And plus, he has so much experience in the industry that he knows what type of nonsense
It's
goes
a vicious
on.
industry.
It is a vicious industry. And in fact, he told me that if I really wanted to take it seriously, I myself would have to do it myself.
Path your own way.
Yeah. So look for auditions by myself. If I want to study, I will have to look for the courses myself, and like if I have the means for it, I will pay for it for myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna like pay you to go overseas and
No. Yeah. I mean, of course, I will get some help from my father, but if there is something that I really want to do, I usually would just go for it for myself. Yeah.
How does your mother feel about you in this line?
She's very supportive. She is, but I think she is just worried for me as well. So she will just make sure like, is everything okay? And she will always check up on like the jobs that I do, and she's my number one cheerleader, I would say.
Oh, I'm sure both of them are. Now, as a young actress in Malaysia's entertainment industry,
Yeah.
how do you handle criticism?
How do I handle criticism?
Especially right now in the age of social media where it's, anything you do, you can have someone either criticizing or
I usually listen to the criticism.
Really?
Yeah,
Even if it's on social media?
Yeah, I've also kind of learned how to skim through what is like good criticism that I really need to like take into account, and some things that might not really serve my purpose in being in the creative industry. Most of the time, I also just kind of leave it be if I feel like it's going to try to hurt me. Yes.
Have you encountered any, whether online or not, anything that left a mark in you? I mean, whether it be criticism or comparison, something that, like, okay, this one bites.
I would say the type of criticism that I've received that has made an effect on me has been told to me in person. Usually, stuff on social media, I don't really
Care. Because if it's
care.
in person, it'll be someone you know.
Yes, and I would really care about someone who is a peer of mine or someone who has cared enough to sit me down and tell me this is what you need to do. Only then that would really affect me.
What is the best and worst advice someone in your field have given you?
Advice.
Best and worst.
The worst advice I've gotten once for doing a scene
Okay.
when I needed to become emotional was that someone told me that I wasn't good enough for the industry, therefore I need to feel really bad in the moment so I can perform the scene.
Oh, maybe so it was something so that could bring the emotions out.
Yes.
So it wasn't exactly true.
One,
At that time, maybe it needed to feel true.
I guess, but I didn't really feel it. As soon as they told me that, I just didn't even feel the need to cry about it.
Okay. It's
So-
crying on cue is hard. Trust me.
Yes. The best advice I was given is, I guess, to really indulge in a lot of emotions in my day-to-day life, especially emotions like guilt and shame.
So you mentioned that guilt on your everyday life. Of course, it's not everyday, kan?
Yes.
But what are those guilts about?
I wouldn't say guilt about anything in particular. I think what this person that was giving me advice on was more of to become a good actor, you have to be vulnerable with a lot of emotions and to be able to actually feel those emotions and to be comfortable with sharing that on camera. So-
Okay.
Usually, a lot of us like to maybe bottle up anger or bottle up sadness.
Yes.
And I think it's just best to feel those things when it does happen in your personal life.
Okay. So when you feel those things, of course, out of work,
Yes.
all right, in your personal life,
Yes.
does it feel like there's a magnitude of over emotions? Like all some people like, why so emotional? It's just a piece of cake. I mean, have you ever encountered that you needed to kind of like experience the emotion, but also keeping certain things in?
Definitely. I've definitely had to deal with those things. Also, being raised in an Asian family as well, and also growing up, I didn't really get the chance to kind of pursue performing arts as my
Okay.
parents were expecting me to finish my studies.
Okay.
Only then I can.
So after studies, did you take on what other courses did you take on?
I pretty much just did foundation in arts, so mostly humanitarian studies or law or psychology and languages. So in terms of like feeling emotions in that way, it was more of like feeling the pressures of trying to adhere to a lot of growing up pressures as a teenager. Like I need to study, I need to make sure this, and family, making sure that my siblings are taken care of as well.
You have two other sisters, right?
Yes, correct.
So you're the oldest one. Are you like the big sister to all of them? Like, do you need to know, like, where their path is going? Are you all close?
Yes, we're all close. Not necessarily that I need to know, because if it was me in their age right now, I wouldn't know what I was doing really. So I think it's just nice seeing them grow up into like the women that they want to be. Yeah, and I guess for me, really to experience certain emotions with my family as well, and to also just kind of learn how to be yourself.
That's the thing. Okay, you're now 28. I'm sure you have
26.
26.
I'm 2 years early.
Okay, so now that you're 26, you've come into your own path. Was it very difficult to kind of figure out who you want to be, especially in a family that's, constantly changing? I mean, your dad is always busy with film. Your mom has her own things as well. So how do you identify, like, okay, this is me, this is how I'm going to be?
Well, I guess there's a lot of things I really enjoy growing up in terms of like the media that I consume that really shapes me into the type of person I want to be. It's also through the fact that I've always been a natural storyteller growing up.
Correct.
And as a child, I would make claymation on my camera, like make animations and stuff like that. And I think now, in terms of like how I'm trying to build my own identity, is also the type of stories I want to tell.
Yeah, and you've built it quite well. I mean, of course, I stalk your Instagram and all that. You have a little bit of activism work. You're also now a legit social media influencers. Okay, from makeup to fashion. You have your own style. You have, and you're spunky. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not the flower. You're like you get down, and I've seen you get down. Okay, I mean, you're kind of a change maker as well. And what does it mean to you? Having that spark in your personality. How did you find that? Okay, this is the Mia that I'm going to be.
I think it's through the types of, like I've said earlier, I'm very shaped by a lot of media. So it's, for example, my mom taking me to watch certain types of theatre shows, the films that I've been introduced to by both my father and mother, the type of music.
Do they share the same kind of?
No, they're both very varying, but I've taken bits and pieces of that. And through like what I've taken from them, I kind of pave my way into a direction of what I really like. And with that sort of enjoyment that I get, I find that there are things that I could try to either make better or like kind of showcase something in me that maybe both my parents have not explored.
Yeah. What are your passions?
My passions, in terms of stuff that I really like to do, I really like film. I also really like education.
Okay.
And
so if there's something that people ask that you're very genuine, that you will fight for, all right? Besides the film and arts and all that, what's the one thing that you say, okay, this is something that I want to put my mark on, that I will fight for? Any social causes that is true, that rings true to you?
Of course. Feminism is one thing that I think a lot of people need to be educated on. And
what's your version of feminism?
My version of feminism is to empower not only just women, but to kind of raise them at the same level, or to acknowledge the things that women have not been able to explore over the years, and have men also be in the conversation of like trying to make sure that we get a very good background in our education, in politics, in activism, and to just be present in acknowledging these things that happen to people in general.
Well, we gotta have tea if we are spilling it with Miss Confetti.
Correct. Oof. Okay, got it.
Let's talk about influencing culture. As a young creative like yourself, do you think you have more power to influence this generation? Not my generation, your generation.
Definitely. With, platforms like Instagram, especially TikTok, which are very more catered to Gen Alpha and Gen Z nowadays. I find that it is very easy to kind of get opinions from a lot of young people.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Even if it's something that you're not asking an opinion for, everyone wants to say something.
Okay,
So,
what was the most trending opinion, or what was the subject that you threw out that kind of like sparked a lot of opinions?
I think some of them have to do with politics as one, or like activism.
But you stay out of it,
I
right?
stay out of it most of the time, but I
Okay.
do I do participate and also read up on like the current news of activism and politics. But usually, most of the time, if you ask a bunch of people, "What do you think of what I'm wearing today?" they'll say something about it. There will be people who will like talk about, who want to say what they feel like about something.
But all have been positive, or there's something that has there been any negative opinions?
There have been negative opinions, and I just take it with a pinch of salt, or
Does it affect you?
sometimes it does. But I've learned to detach. And
Detachment.
yeah, if you
Trust me, even as you grow older, that's one thing you constantly have to learn.
yeah, so
Detach.
detachment is a nice thing to have sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So besides acting, I know you've mentioned that one day you want to direct
Yes.
a movie, TV series.
Film. Most
Okay,
of
a
the
film.
time, yeah.
What would that film be? Do you have? I'm sure every creative have like, okay,
I don't have like one specific film I want to make, but since I was in high school, I've been writing scripts because I just took up that as a hobby
Of
that
course.
my mom like kind of taught me. So I kind of have like an accumulation of like script drafts, about like 20 of them, and just recently I decided to revisit them to see if there's any potential for them to be anything, and then I would redraft them. But one that I want to explore soon is a story of me and a friend of mine going through a birthday party, and
Okay.
that's all I will say.
All
It's
right.
more of like the experience of like how these two
individuals
individuals
connected.
in the circumstance of being in KL. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds very simple, but it's a
I don't
bit
think
more.
so. I think there'll be many layers.
Yes.
Knowing who you are and knowing what you represent.
Yes.
Okay, this one's going to be a little bit serious, but I don't think it's that serious anyway. What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Oh my God, that look!
No one saw that. Anyway, what kind of legacy do I want to leave
Yeah!
behind? Oh, that's a very
I mean,
heavy
after all,
question.
you're only 26, ka?
Ayos, what type of question is that to have at 26?
Isn't.
That's a very heavy question. But I think if it's not for other people outside of my circle, when I think of legacy, I think of my family and also my younger siblings.
Okay.
And I guess I kind of want to lead a life where, in terms of through my storytelling or whatever I decide to put out into the world, is to showcase a lot of love in community and what we can do for other people, and helping each other to uplift each other through arts, or whether it be activism as well. And I think it's a matter of kind of sharing to the world that you are also not alone in like being in this world of creativity. And
Okay, I understand what that means because a lot of people say, like, especially for actresses and all that, in the social stance, you know so many people,
Yes.
right? I mean, everyone knows you, not only personal, but work-wise. I mean, you go into the room, into any room, there are people who recognize you, whether it's for your movies or your TikToks. But sometimes it does get very alone, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. But
Because you said that, okay, like, you also want to be there for you need to be there for the people you care for, and also for social as well. How do you manage it all? Because when you're in the public, you have to be public image.
Yes.
There's always, for every performer, there's always that two image, right? And which one are you most comfortable with?
my private life, I'm very comfortable with my private life. And whatever you see on social media is whatever I'm comfortable with sharing with social media. What I enjoy in my private life is very sacred to me, and I enjoy that through the company of the people that I keep around me. And aside from that, I just feel like maybe I'm just being like a film nerd about this, but I find through media like films and theatre, I don't feel so alone. Yeah, and I think that's going back to the legacy story. Legacy question is more of trying to share that idea of telling a story that I know other people will feel less alone by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what you could tell the story where other people can feel as well.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, now before we let you go,
Yes.
finish this question.
Okay.
Becoming Mia is?
Ooh. Becoming Mia is to be loving.
Loving in every essence. And with that, we conclude today's episode with our very lovely Mia Sara Shauki.
Yay! Thank you, Miss Confetti.
And with that, we conclude this episode of Spilling the Tea with Miss Confetti. Don't forget to get the full episode on Spotify and YouTube. And where else, Mia?
If you want to get snippets of this episode today, you can check it out on Facebook or even TikTok.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.